meeting that we go to.
Is Stephanie there? Hello? Tell me who's in the room.
Okay.
Stephanie,
Commissioner Yarborough, Lee Lal.
thank you. Hello, Lee. And Brian, is that Brian?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, all.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right, just one second, Mamie.
I'm fine.
The finance.
Do I have the agenda? Stephanie sent it to me, and I don't know what it's in.
Yeah, we're gonna, oh, we thought we were gonna do Silver Beach first. Is Brian coming or are you doing it?
I can do it.
Okay.
I forgot to bring one.
I have it.
Yep. Hang on, I got one for everybody here.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Deep breath.
Annette or Mamie, right after roll call, I'm gonna step away. I gotta go to my printer and print those bid forms out that Stephanie just sent. So I'll just be gone a second.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So Mamie, I'm sorry, did we call it to order?
Good morning. This meeting of Finance Committee, Berrien County, is now in order. Stephanie Carlton, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Yarborough,
That's it.
Commissioner Harrison,
Present via Zoom from Lincoln Township.
Yeah, I forgot.
Thank you.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
President Rich Township.
Commissioner Scott.
President via Zoom, live from Studio Z in New Buffalo Township.
Thank you all. Mamie Yarborough, Benton Harbor, Zoom.
Via Zoom, yeah, there we go.
I do
All right.
have an agenda, and Annette, will you lead us in order? The order?
Absolutely. So the first thing on your agenda is the Silver Beach Erosion Control Project, and Brian is going to take that.
Okay. Brian, is that,
Yep.
because I saw Bailey on here also.
Right, I know.
Okay.
Do you have it, Brian, or do you need it? I have it right here if you need it.
Yeah, sure, that'd be great.
There's a packet right here
Thanks.
that has everything in it.
And I just want to make sure we don't have Brian Bailey on.
We do not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, commissioners. The Silver Beach project is at the point where if the finance committee agrees to advance this, I've got it on the requisition list for the Thursday meeting, for today's meeting.
Okay.
The project had an initial engineer's estimate of about $200,000. We went through a bid solicitation process. We were able to get 3 quotes from Triple D, B&Z, and Kalen Construction. Triple D Excavating came in with a low bid of $119,675. We have had a good working relationship with Triple D in the past. We don't have any concerns about their work. The engineering firm that we've worked with is Edgewater Resources. Edgewater has recommended that we proceed with an award to Triple D Excavating, but they've recommended that we include a contingency budget of, I believe, 10%, pushing our total project to $131,642.50. The other part of this, this recommendation is that over the last several months, staff has been actively working with the City of St. Joseph on understanding the project, understanding the need for the project, and recognizing that if the county does this work, it will provide direct benefit to the city's infrastructure, specifically towards the protection of that road. Mm-hmm. On Monday night, the City of St. Joseph offered a resolution authorizing their staff to bring forward an agreement with Berrien County that would have the City of St. Joseph providing 50% of the total project cost.
Good.
So at this point, if the Finance Committee is agreeable, You would then echo the statements offered by PHSC as well as the admin committee. Both of those committees have approved the project. If finance says yes, the full board will be asked to endorse the project today, and we are on a relatively tight timeline that would have Triple D moving into the site in the next week and then working to finalize the revetment work by December 15th of this year. Madam Chair, I knew I moved relatively quickly on this one. Are there any questions that you or the committee has?
Committee, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do have one, Brian.
Yep.
Our bid process on this, were these sealed bids and who bid it? Did we bid it or was it Edgewater?
I had Edgewater solicit quotes from local contractors. I had the engineering firm with the understanding that I had to have a minimum of 3 local quotes. They were sealed, they were done competitively, but in an effort to get this done before winter sets in, we veered from the standard bidding process.
That works for me. Thank you for that explanation very much.
No problem.
Other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Other questions, committee?
None for me.
And we've seen those plenty of times, haven't we? The bids and all the things that we've had, we got a chance to see them. And I think you sent something to us that explained that the company was able and had the capacity to do it, and that they were familiar with it. So are you all right with approving that to go ahead, committee?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I'll make a motion if we need a motion to be made that we approve this Silver Beach erosion control project and ask for unanimous support from the Finance Committee so it can be put on the agenda for the full board for today. Time is of the essence.
Yes. May I have a support, please?
I'll support that motion. This is Commissioner Harrison.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly supported. Any further questions or discussion? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes, Commissioner Yarborough, Benton Harbor, Zoom.
Commissioner Harrison,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
Thank you. It passes. Thank you for all the work and movement, on this.
Yes.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you.
I'm just very happy, Brian, that we were able to get 3 bids and pick a contractor who's ready to start ASAP.
Yes.
As we know, in construction, this has to be done ASAP.
Yeah, I've got to tell you, I was really pleased with the bids that came in. I was pleased we were able to get 3 locals to bid it.
Yeah.
But then I stressed this to admin, to PHSC. I'm going to restate it, and I'll probably say it to the full board. For the city of St. Joe to step up with a 50% cost sharing had me smiling ear to ear. This is a really good partnership.
I agree.
I agree too.
Yes. Thank you. Excuse me, I just wanted to get my phone and cut it off. That was wonderful to see. So, but one thing I wondered about, are we in charge of the work? Brian Bailey would be like the, they're with them, or who is this under?
So we'll be using Triple D Excavating to do the work. I've already requested a pre-bid meeting with the engineering firm, with the contractor, and then we'll have our park staff, and we've invited City of St. Joe leadership to participate in that pre-construction meeting. We will have to pull a right-of-way permit from the city because more than likely contractor will want to mobilize from the city roadway.
Mm-hmm.
And I anticipate that could occur in as little as the next few days.
Okay.
And we will then have Edgewater working with our staff to oversee the construction effort. In talking with the contractor, Triple D, it sounds like they had materials that were acquired, specifically the armor stone materials that were sitting at their yard. They had another job down in the south part of the county that was planned. For whatever reason, that job didn't materialize. So the nice thing for us is we were able to get a really, really reasonable bid and a contractor that actually has the materials on site and ready. So I think stars aligned.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that information.
No
Okay.
problem.
And Matt?
Yep, so the next thing we have on the agenda is for bid openings, and so, you might notice that Jake's not here, so Stephanie and I are gonna tag team on the bid opening. So please be patient with us as we try to do this. Okay, so the first one, I guess, would be 2020-071, which says Scraper Blades Road Department. It looks like it was sent to 6 and 3 responded.
And we have those sheets, don't we?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I sent you some updated sheets with the names just this morning.
Oh,
Yeah. I saw him. I see him.
Yes, because I had that and I didn't quite know what to do. Brian, administrator, let me just talk to you a minute. When I received that, I saw your signature, but there was no date, and it came from Whitaker, is that his name? And so I just didn't quite know what to do with it.
Okay.
It was different, so kind of helped me to know that things will come to me for my approval. You know, that.
Maybe are you talking about the bid request sheet, that colored, it's a bi-colored sheet that has, so I thought we were supposed to send that to you guys with the bid tally sheets because you wanted to see the original request, right?
And we would normally see it, I'm talking about when the bid went out. We would normally see it in our meeting, but we are not meeting. And so it came to me over the computer from Jake Whitaker. And Brian had signed it. I guess it was a signature, but there was no date. But then I didn't know, am I the only one saying, yes, go out for the bid, or quite what is the process?
I guess I thought the way that was being handled was that we were sending them to the board, to the finance committee as a whole, and then the finance committee would just individually reply that we were good. I thought that's how that was being handled, and correct me if I'm wrong.
Right, I think it didn't happen with these blades. But that's what I needed to know, that it would just send it to all of us and we all say, yeah, go ahead and do it.
That's so if that didn't happen with these two, I will have a conversation about that and make sure that that happens going forward. But is that how you understand the process to be also?
Yes, and I sent a copy to Vice Chairman Harrison, you know, because from looking at it, it seemed like it just came to me. And that's what I want somebody else to know. Okay?
Yeah, because normally then that would have come to you in a meeting and you guys would have passed it around the table and you wouldn't have done a motion or anything, but you would have just signed the document and then it would go out, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Continue.
All right. This one actually didn't say, oh, there it is, 071, got it. Okay, so that's the one we're doing, right? Yep. All right. All right, this one is from Vault Manufacturing Company. Oh, you handed me a thing, didn't you? Probably cut myself these scissors.
Where are they from?
Pardon?
Where are they from?
They're from New Kingstown, Pennsylvania.
And is it a big blade or something that goes on the front of a truck?
Scraper blades.
I think those are belly blades. Either that, or they're the blades that go on the bottom of the plow. They get worn off.
Okay. I just know they cost a lot of money. I wanted them to be big and strong. $50,000 each or something.
All right, let me look here. Where am I looking Okay. So 200 blades, 6 feet. Okay, so this says there's 200 blades, and then it has the figures on them. It's $13.46 per foot. The total amount is $16,152.
Maybe just for clarification on those blades.
Yeah.
It'll be the wearable edge.
Thank you, because I thought it was like one piece, and I'm hearing now. Okay,
Wearable edge.
okay. And so the amount was 16,152. Okay, another?
I'm not sure if Annette realizes maybe that she's on mute.
Oh, I can't hear you.
No, Annette's on mute.
Right. Annette, can we hear you?
Sorry, I muted the room because when John was talking, he kept cutting out, and I thought it was because of our room noise. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll talk less.
Okay, all right, this one is from Truck and Trailer Specialists in Dutton, Michigan. Okay. All right, this one is 11.965 per foot for a total of 14,394.
When you just read that number about the feet or something, is that comparing, the other one is the same length or same thing?
Yeah, the fee is the same, the price per foot is different. So I didn't know if you needed to have that as well, but it was $11.965.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right, and this one is from St. Regis Culvert in Charlotte, Michigan. All right, this one is, oh, wait a minute, what are they doing here? Okay, so the other ones listed the number of blades as 200. This one only says 60. I wonder if they mixed it up with which one they're doing, because they're bidding on both of the bids. This is the one that said 20/20/71. Yeah, it says $72.54 per foot for a total of $17,409.60. But I'm wondering if that's not supposed to be for the other one. So when we get to that other one, I guess that might change.
Okay.
All right, this one is for, this is 072. And this is 072. Is it all right for me to open up the other one for 072 from this same vendor to make sure that they didn't mix them up in the envelopes?
Yes, because this is 071, isn't it?
That's what it says on the envelope, but the number is different than what the other ones listed, as far as the quantity of them.
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott, if I could make a suggestion, because these are sealed bids, what I'd like to do is not open up 7.2, but I'd like to make a motion to send these bids back to the road department for their purview, with the exception that St. Regis Culvert may have mixed up their bids between 071 and 072. And that way the road department will make that determination when they review both sets of bids. But I want to do it separately with that caveat.
Good, we'll make a motion with that statement in these three right now.
Right, yes.
Is there special wording and that it needs special wording?
Yeah, that was it, that's good. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
We just need a support.
This is Commissioner Harrison. I'll support the motion.
Thank you. Any questions, discussion? Would you call the roll, please, Stephanie?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
It passes. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so now we're at 2020-072. And this also was sent to 6 bidders with 3 responding. And this is supposed to be the carbide scraper blades. So the first one I'm going to open is from St. Regis Culvert. They had put both of their envelopes in the UPS envelope. So it's sealed, but it was in that one together. Yeah, I look at the cover sheet and that's what they did. So, yeah, all right, so on this one it says $14 per foot and 16,800 is the total.
Okay.
Is that for 200 blades?
Yep. Yep.
Madam Chair, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
That letter that they did send, that also accompany the bids back to the road department for both sets? So that way there's a record that they made the mistake, we didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
that's a
suggestion. Good
And it
suggestion.
does have an account number on it. So that's good.
Yeah, the envelope on the outside had the bid number on it, and that's what was wrong.
Yep.
Okay, are we good to move forward? Can I move forward?
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I just want to make sure I can move on, all right. Okay, then this one is from Vault Manufacturing, again out of New Kingstown, Pennsylvania. All right, this one is for 60 blades, at $52.50 per foot, so $52.50 per foot. The total is $12,600.
Tricky little fella.
Okay, this is from Truck and Trailer out of Dutton, Michigan. This one is $51.09 per foot. And it is the 60 blades. At a total of $12,261.60.
Was that 50 or 60?
60.
Okay, thank you.
We received three bids. May I have a motion?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I'd like to make the same motion that I did on bid 2020-071, and send these back to the road department for their purview, along with supporting documentation, such as envelopes.
This is Commissioner Harrison. I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Any further questions? Then would you call the roll, please, Stephanie Carlson?
All right, there you go.
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
It passes. Thank
All
you.
right.
Is that the end of the bids?
That's the end of the bids, and now we're gonna move on to Lee Lowell. He's in here down there on the end by Stephanie, and he's gonna talk about veterans grave markers.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing, Commissioner Yarborough and everybody else?
Thank
Morning.
you. And thank you
Okay,
for all of you, any of you that were in the military. Thank you.
thank you. Did everybody get what I had emailed?
I did.
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you already had a chance to review like the pictures between the two, the quality of the two different ones. I brought them here. I know you can't really see it.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, you're right in the two.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit taller, there you go.
Okay, that's a little awkward here. So, these ones are the ones we've been buying all these years, and they are very nice, but the price is like $23 now to get them remade up, and he has to make them up two at a time, and it takes quite a while to get them done. This is a comparable supplier. This person's been doing it ever since I've been here and way before. But we can get these at a discounted price, and I don't know how much you can see here, but they're pretty comparable in quality. Obviously, I think these ones are a little nicer. But you have the price differences in the information I sent you.
Yeah. The 23
So,
One was 23 and one was 14.
right, one is $14.25 and the other one is $23. The one we've been using, the vendor said it would cost them $23 to have them redone. And the source that we can get them for now would be $14.25. So in my summary here in the background, I said, in my opinion, I believe these new grave mark flag holders from the new vendor are of comparative quality and would save $8.75 each to the purchaser and a total of $4,375 to the county. So I'm proposing that we, given the current budget constraints and everything, we go with the lower cost ones that are of comparative quality.
Do you have any questions, committee?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. I don't really have any questions. I'd just like to make a statement. I understand exactly what you're saying, Lee, and I agree with you when it comes to a price point. But I think if there's places in the county that can be having money saved, honoring our veterans is not, in my opinion, not one of them. I would, I'll support whatever this board wants, but I don't want to have that be the determining factor, I guess is what I'm saying, you know?
And I did see that the $23, who's been doing it all the time, lives in Stevensville. This may be an extra thing that they do. And the other is, was it North Carolina?
Correct.
So
another thing I should interject, and obviously I'll go with whichever you decide. You know, I'm flexible either way. We'll go with whatever you decide. But originally, the original ones that we have here that I showed you, another variable I forgot to mention is his father actually started doing these, and his father passed, and he kind of continued doing it. And he has to make these by hand 2 at a time. And he almost, it took me a couple months for him to check with things. His die machine has been having some problems, and I don't know that we're always going to get these in the future. So, I mean, if you do decide you want to go this route, I don't know that we're going to have a choice like in the future when we reorder. Of course, that's years down the line probably, but I just thought I'd throw that in there.
that's so important. It's important that we talk, because my thought was this is at home. But if it's stretched, if it's getting difficult, then this may be the time. This would be the time to move it.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I apologize for not, I didn't know that variable would be necessary to bring forth, but I thought I would interject that.
Good. Committee?
I'm okay.
I'm perfectly fine, Madam Chair, with Lee's determination. I agree with Commissioner Scott very much that we don't ever short sheet the veterans. They performed a wonderful service for our country. But in this case, because Lee has looked these over, brought in samples and said the quality is the same, and for the future, I think that it's probably just best. It's probably just best. It's a matter of personal preferences as to which one looks best, and to that I can't speak, but I think that it's perfectly appropriate that we go with Lee's recommendation. I think he's thoroughly vetted it, so that's my take.
Thank you.
I'm in agreement with that.
Good.
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. In light of what I've said, that was a pertinent piece of information, Lee, that I appreciate that a lot, because if there is going to be a problem or could have the possibility of a problem where the next time we would have to make a change, maybe this is the time to make a change.
Yep.
So I'm in support of it also. Thank you for that explanation that there may be a problem down the road. So we don't want to have that and have none. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's hand making these. I mean, it's if you can only do a couple at a time, this is artwork. Yeah. Okay, so all discussion. Call the roll, please.
This is approving him.
Was there a motion? I'm sorry, did you make that motion, Commissioner Scott?
Oh, no.
I'll make a motion if it needs be. I thought, didn't you make it, Bob?
No, I was waiting for you. You
Oh,
seem
okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the alternate one that Lee Lull has picked out for the veterans grave markers.
Yes.
This is Commissioner Harrison. I will second Commissioner Scott's motion.
Stephanie Charlson, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes, that was a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Committee,
Yep, so you have committee business, and so we'll need a motion to approve your minutes of the November 5th meeting.
may I have a motion?
This is Commissioner Harrison. I will make the motion to approve the minutes.
A support, please.
As Commissioner Scott, I'll support Commissioner Harrison's outstanding motion.
It's been moved and properly supported. Any corrections? All those in favor, or Stephanie, would you call the roll?
Commissioner Yarborough,
Yes.
Commissioner Harrison,
Yes.
Commissioner Hinkleman,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
Thank you, it passes. Next,
So you had, the weekly bills is one of your finance resolutions that's gonna move forward today. As long as I have everybody's concurrence, we'll move that forward to the full board. I don't need a motion.
okay. I agree to it. Do you all agree?
Yep.
Okay, pay the bills.
And then the next one would have been, and actually I missed giving this to you, sorry Stephanie, so this is not on your agenda, but it is with the packet I would have sent out, it's the road payables. So that's another one that would be coming out of finance today. I just needed concurrence to move that forward.
Okay. I
I
agree.
concur, Commissioner Scott, to move that forward.
Commissioner Harrison, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Please move them forward.
Awesome, thank you. And then, so did I hear some conversation about the finance or the budget resolution?
Yeah, tell us what. You said someone wants it pulled?
Yeah, Annette, since Mac isn't gonna be there, he called me and, between Jim Curran and I, we worked out the invocation. Jim's gonna do the invocation and I'm gonna do the pledge. Jim and I had talked just a minute on the phone about that. And he asked if anybody had asked to pull the, budget. And I said, no, but if I hadn't been running, if I'm not going to run the meeting today, I would have asked to have it pulled. And he said he thinks Commissioner Freeling is going to ask to pull it to vote separately. And he said, if she doesn't, I will. So I'm just letting you know in advance, we're not tabling it, we're pulling it for separate vote and discussion
Okay.
off the consent.
So do I have though your concurrence to move it out of finance? I would need at least one signature on a resolution to move it forward. So I just need that and then we're good to go.
That's fine. I would do that to move the F 2011365 resolution out of finance to the full board for up or down vote today.
Okay, perfect. All right. I think that was all I had. Brian, do you have anything else?
And that, just as far as that goes too, you don't have to have just one signature on it. I am more than happy to sign that as well, so.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Jen.
Okay.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I was hoping to just take a couple of minutes to update finance on another project that we have coming together.
We have time. We're good. Go ahead.
Okay. So for the last couple of months, staff has been working on some improvements to our friend of the court office over at the St. Joseph Court. The friend of the court, or FOC, their staff is literally jammed into a very small space, and they're separated with cubicles, but it's an extremely tight space. The FOC project has been reviewed by the admin committee over the last couple of months. We have a design that has been reviewed by the admin committee. We have feedback from our staff, feedback from Buildings and Grounds. The only thing that is causing me a little bit of concern is the timeliness in getting the quotes and bids put together. Because of the proximity that staff are working essentially together, because they're so close, we believe that the FOC remodel is one that, if done per the design that has been put together, we will open up a lot more square footage for the staff. We'll be able to spread them out. and make it just a better atmosphere for day-to-day work, but also in the event that we have some COVID positives, we'll be able to spread people out and just have greater social distance. For that reason, we've been talking with the admin committee about booking this expense to the CARES Act. We believe that it's a legitimate use of CARES Act dollars. At this point, no action is needed by finance, but I wanted you all to be aware that we are going to be bringing some approvals to the Finance Committee that tie back to the FOC remodel. I hope at next week's meeting I'll have an engagement of Avonmarsh Engineering to assist with construction management. From there, I'll be asking the Finance Committee to consider bids to do asbestos remediation, to do some general construction, and then to do materials for the remodel. So there's a lot of items that are coming together. We're trying to move this quickly because number one, the courts are now closed again. We'll never have a better opportunity to do the remodeling work with minimal impact on the public and on staff. Number two, by separating people, we will provide some health benefit. And then number three, if we can get this project booked as an expense in the current calendar year, we believe that we can legitimately book all of that expense to the CARES Act.
Good.
So again, no action is needed today, but I wanted you all to be aware that this is something that we've been working on, and it's something that I'll be bringing to this group for consideration.
Are there any questions, committee?
Madam Chair, this is Commissioner Scott. Brian?
Yeah.
I have two concerns. One,
Yep.
We're going to be having a committee on committee meeting today to discuss the county moving forward on the COVID issue and the spikes. That's one thing. The courts have their own phase that's going on, and we are unsure of what, if any, possibilities could come out of the governors or the legislature for the state. I'm just worried about a timing issue of getting started sooner rather than later for those particular reasons, so that all of a sudden, we don't get shut down by some odd reasoning. We don't know what's coming up, but I think we should plan on trying to get this through ASAP.
Yeah, so on that point, yesterday Kalamazoo County announced they're halting all jury trials until the end of the calendar year. I anticipate that Berrien is going to have some type of announcement similar coming very, very soon. They've already halted jury trials on a temporary basis, and based on the numbers that we're seeing, I anticipate an announcement is coming fast. As far as it relates to construction, in reviewing the CARES Act, if we book the expense, if we get the contracts in place during the current calendar year, we are then able to draw down the CARES Act money. If construction starts in 21, but we have the contracts booked in 20, we're good.
Okay.
And the way the CARES Act funding works is we took in $1.8 million of CARES Act money, and it really is a use it or lose it pot of money.
Right.
If we don't book all $1.8 million to CARES Act related expenses, potentially we could be sending money back to the state of Michigan. And that's really been the message to all departments is bring me every project that you've been thinking about that is beneficial to remote work, towards social distancing, towards the management of COVID. And we're going to look at it. We'll take the fine-tooth comb to it. The FOC is one that has been simmering out there and needs to be dealt with. And it seems to be kind of tailor-made for taking a very compact space and opening up, making it more livable, and providing some long-term benefit. Sir, does that address your concerns?
Yeah, and like we had talked before in other meetings, it's an oddity with the court that people need to realize is that the court is being, basically their recommendations are coming from the judiciary.
Yes.
But we, as the county board, are still responsible for the physical plant of the county, which happens to be the courthouse, which happens to be remodeling of interior spaces in the courthouse. So I don't think that the judiciary of Michigan can override, because that is our building. I just wanted to make sure that nothing came up and there were no snafus, so we didn't lose that funding opportunity with CARES Act, so that it could go forward in the most expeditious manner.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, fine.
Brian, this is Bob Harrison. I know on the tour, there were some space issues over in the prosecutor's office. With our change in prosecutor, we might want to make sure that that's not going to, any physical plan changes aren't going to get lost in the transition, and that they are actually looking at, critically at, how staff is laid out and aligned and all that, because it'd be a great time to do them also.
Yep. I will make sure that I've been working closely with Mr. Tom Watson and Ms. Carrie Spatanka-Haney on this project. I'll circle back with Carrie and make sure that if we've got other issues in that building, that we're not ignoring it right now.
Good. Very good. Anything else, Administrator Doucette?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Stephanie, anything more for us, Stephanie?
No, I think that's it, unless Annette knows of something.
I'm gonna go ahead and check for public comment.
All right, thank you. This is a great schedule. I looked at, and we were supposed to be through at 10. It's 9:48. Thank you.
Guys are moving and grooving. All right, I have asked 3 times, and I do not believe that we have any comments. Tony Benhart says he's good, so I think we're good on public comment.
Thank him for being with us. We thank you, Tony Benhart, for not leaving.
I will tell him, thank you for being with us. There we go. All right, I think we're all good.
Thank you. Thank you all. See you at 10:30.
All right,
Sounds
thanks.
good.